All right, so first scrimmage of fall camp. You know, kind of what you'd expect: some good, some bad, some ugly. Probably the biggest bright spot for us offensively was when in our first ones versus ones. Basically, went on a 13-14 play drive right down the field, very efficient. Was able to score and put the ball in the end zone there. So that was a real positive. I thought there were some times where. In the red zone section, where Troy and Travis together on the field at the same time in a variety of different spots was really a problem for the defense. I saw some, you know, we've got some interesting battles. You know, like we didn't even practice Conkle today. I think he's fairly clearly the one for us at the strong safety position, so we didn't feel like we needed to get a lot of reps with him. And you know, that's a spot that's going to be interesting, as well as the post safety, the free safety spot. And I thought JoJo Henderson actually did some nice things today. Played a little bit more physically. It was kind of a good give and take. You know, I mean, the defense got after him at times. The offense was able to move the ball, and we still have some operational things that need to clean up. But that's, you know, for being kind of 1 week into camp, I feel pretty good about things. I think we were able to use tempo effectively and operate that fairly cleanly. I thought our communication was good between our coaches and the players. And that's something you're always paying attention to. Really, for me, that's one of the biggest things I pay attention to. Are they keeping their poise and getting the next call in and things of that nature? So I thought it was good. And you know, we'll give these guys a little bit of a day off tomorrow physically. We'll have them come in, roll out a little bit, watch the film, and then we'll get back after on Monday. So I'm happy to take any questions.
After 8 straight days, what is your biggest takeaways from this stretch, this beginning stretch of fall camp?
Well, I think we're a much more mature football team, I guess would be one way I would describe it. The kids understand, you know, that we're not gonna go crazy on them. I mean, if there's time for us to back off, we'll back off when appropriate. I think they trust us. You know, sometimes if they don't trust you, they're gonna always be dipping their toe in the water. They're gonna go out there, what are we getting ourselves into today? And I think they trust that we're gonna, you know, hey, we're gonna be smart with them at the right times, and we're gonna push them and get them out of their comfort zone as well. And so I'd say, you know, probably the biggest takeaway is this is easily the most mature team that I've had. And that's not saying that we didn't have good leaders or guys that were individuals that handled things in a mature fashion in the past. I just think collectively this group gets it more. I think there's just a bigger comfort level, coach to player and even coach to coach. So I feel very good about where we're at that way.
Do you think you're farther along given this amount of days than in previous years because of that? I
definitely think so. I think we're able to get a lot more done. And I think our PRPs this summer allowed us to do some of that too. I mean, even with not having the incumbent quarterback here, we were able to get through our install basically 3 times during the course of our PRPs, and then they get an opportunity to go do it with the coaches there. And so while there's still a ton of things that we got to clean up before we get to Western Illinois stuff, there's I think reason for optimism in terms of where we're at. I do think we're ahead of where we were last year at this time.
Who jumped off the page for you today? Someone maybe you didn't expect?
You know, I mean, I think kind of nobody I would say that I didn't expect. I thought that, you know, Troy had a good day. I thought Isaiah Infonse was very impressive on some tough short runs, very physical. I'd say he's, you know, he's making a move, so to speak, at that running back spot. I thought with the young guys, Lane Sumner did a nice job at tailback. And so I think there's some guys that are doing some good things there. Defensive line-wise, Kyle Rigg is a guy that's kind of, I think, has taken a step for us. You know, sometimes I pay attention more to the young guys and watch the film on the old guys, you know. But, you know, there wasn't a lot. I think we did miss some big play opportunities. If there was a negative today, you know, we missed a couple wheel routes, we missed a vertical route. That would probably be the one thing. Had we done that, I'd probably be able to give you a cleaner answer, because there was a couple guys that had opportunities to make some of those plays. Had they done that, and you were probably going, oh yeah, no brainer. That guy had a great day today and was clearly a standout. But I think it was just a very efficient, you know, workmanlike job by our offense today. We had 1 turnover. It was with the 3s and 4s. And other than that, I thought we made good decisions with the football, and it would be a great tape for us to learn from.
So this scrimmage is going to be really important in terms of finding that quarterback clarity. Do you think you got it today?
I think that I mean, you know, most of the people that were here, the quarterback club members, are going to see there was 2 guys wearing red jerseys. The other guys were wearing blue jerseys. And, you know, I think there's going to be the ability for us to really, truly evaluate those guys today and establish that depth chart. I mean, it's really just been a seating chart at all positions up to this point in time. And now we've got to start to say, okay, here's who's rolling with the 1s, here's who's rolling with the 2s. If you're a 3 and you need to be a 2, this is what you got to do to be able to do it. This week of camp will obviously be solidifying that depth chart, because the following week will be time to prepare for Western in the season.
You mentioned missed opportunities on big plays. Is it just a matter of, you know, not clicking necessarily?
No, I mean, it was either an overthrown ball or a dropped ball. I mean, we executed, we operated, we protected. We just got to go finish the play. And, you know, one of them would have probably been a heck of a catch, but we expect our guys to go make those plays.
And you said Troy had a good day. Was that exclusively a quarterback, or was he working in multiple spots?
Really, we didn't. I mean, we used he and Travis together at times and some other things, but I mean, primarily we were evaluating him at the quarterback position.
Are there any takeaways or turnovers today?
We had one. That was it.
Okay.
I mean, that was it. We just had the one. I think, like I said, our offense was very efficient with the ball. Took what the defense gave them. The guys that had the ball in their hands valued it, and you know, we just had the one fumble by one of our young running backs, and we actually had a nice run and got popped late and the ball came out. So was pleased with our ball security day. You know, talking to the officials, I think we were fairly clean. We had 3 offside penalties. We had 1 DPI penalty. The offsides, I think, just, you know, our offense using the cadence as a weapon is helpful, especially if we are using tempo, guys get fatigued, those types of things. And so I thought that was a positive for us. You know, had a couple procedure penalties, especially once we started rolling the young quarterbacks. Their cadence are a little bit different, but you know, pretty clean first scrimmage, really.
We talked a lot about offense here. What was your evaluation of the defense today?
I thought we were a little sluggish. You know, I really did. I didn't feel like we played with the type of physicality that you know, generally I want to see and Ty wants to see from that group. They swelled up and did some nice things in the red zone, but you know, just wasn't didn't have that spark, that energy that you want to see. And I know Ty would be probably the first one to say that. So I think it was a positive day for the offense in that regard. But not to say that the defense didn't do some good things. They definitely did some good things. And I thought we got after the quarterback at times very well, flushed him out of the pocket. The first time they're live, it's so funny. I mean, we probably missed like 5 sacks in the first 20 minutes of the scrimmage because they get, you know, we break a protection, bust a protection, and the guy's coming straight through, and he forgets that the quarterback's live. If they're wearing a blue jersey, you know, those guys are scrambling around. So I think it was important for us to get some live, even on the quarterback, because it does happen. They get programmed to not touch those guys, and then when it's for real, they forget that they can touch them. And so, but I thought we did some good things pass rush wise. Would have liked to get our hands on the ball a little bit, but I think some of that credit goes to the quarterback, spotting the ball well and taking what the defense gave us.
How was the exchange between the offensive and defensive lines?
I'd say it was pretty good. You know, we got out of position a couple times on defense with some pressures. We didn't hit some things the way we needed to in terms of gapping it out, and that created a little bit of an issue here or there. But you know, I thought our offensive line had a good day. I thought they had the right mindset. You know, certainly D-line, when we're rolling the, you know, again, by design here, there's some guys that we know what they can do, and we've got to find that 2/3. And so Tucker didn't take a lot of reps today. Zach didn't take a lot of reps today. So, you know, it was set up a little bit for success for the offense in that regard. But, you know, we'll get to this next one and turn it loose a little bit and be very vanilla on offense. You know, clearly it's going to be an open scrimmage next Saturday. And, you know, if there's some things that we've been working on, we want to not show those, and that's fine. But there'll be an opportunity for those guys to, you know, maybe just go play football. Just keep it simple, see who the competitors are and who's going to produce.
On the right side of that offensive line, any more clarity?
We rolled with Woody today at right tackle, and slid Lewis into guard. Still kind of experiment with the center thing. Zach's starting to get better at some of the communication stuff, and so I think that makes me feel good because I think we've got some options. You know, I think we've got 6 guys that we feel pretty good about. Now, which 5 of those 6 are going to be the starters? Where does it perfectly set up? We still got some work to do to finalize that.
How about the competition between Jacob and Baloo?
That is a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. You know, Jacob, a little bit rusty maybe still from not having played football for a year. Definitely looks like what you want it to look like. Covers a lot of space out there. Is improving every day. But you know, Baloo's been really, really productive, and I think that's, you know, that's the bottom line. This is a production business. And so that's going to be determined. So clearly you're going to have both. The nature of this game, and so we feel good about the depth there, but that's going to continue to be, I think, a pretty good battle.
How many plays can you
I would say we got in the 80-something range. Yeah, I thought we did a pretty good job of managing these guys, especially with the heat today. Tried not to go to set. I think our longest set was 14 plays, and we had the, instead of, because the 1s and 2s were kind of mixing and matching, so we had the 3s and 4s go in between, so we'd go 1s, 1s, 3s and 4s, 2s, 2s, and so I think we did a good job managing our guys today. I think we were able to get the work we needed to get good film, and then you know, not overexert these guys, so we can get them back on Monday and get some good work in as well. So.
I know you've had some designated days off for more veteran guys.
Yeah.
Was anybody in that situation?
Yeah, both Grant and Braden Conkle today, and then a couple guys with some hamstrings that we didn't have go full. Mark Estes and Jalen Cole, and we'll get those guys back going on Monday.
You mentioned your very first drive was. Can you tell us, who the quarterback?
You'll just have to guess. No, I mean we alternated possessions with the ones between Troy and Travis today. And so those guys took the 1 reps. Tucker took all the 2 reps today, and then we let the young guys roll with the young guys. So still got some work to do to finalize that, but I think we're getting closer.
Seems like Travis is competing hard to make sure he stays.
Yeah,
in this competition.
He doesn't want to. Yeah, he's not taking his foot off the gas pedal. I mean, he's had to wait his turn for a while, and I think he's. But I'll tell you one thing I think is interesting. And he and Troy have a tremendous amount of respect for one another. I think Travis sees Troy as a guy that could have played with him at Oregon. I mean, that's how, he's very complimentary of Troy's abilities and his humility. And I think Troy is very much drawn to Travis's confidence. I mean, it's kind of the yin and yang, right? I mean, you got this kid from Servite High School who's one of the top 10 recruits in the country coming out and took his official visits, I think, to Alabama, Ohio State, USC, and Oregon, and then a kid who's Balin Hayes and Brandon Cattle outside of Dillon, Montana, and yet they come together and they really have, and I think that's a really important thing, because no matter what, certain guys are going to look to Travis as a leader within that team, and certain guys are going to look to Troy as a leader within that team, and if those guys are like this, if they have that united front, I think it can be really special, and those guys are, you can see there.
That's why he's going against either Tyrone or
yeah, it's not fun,
guys.
No.
Do you think that's accelerating his projection?
I think our entire offensive line has improved dramatically from the spring, because they got taken to the woodshed most of the spring by our pass rushers, and those guys, I can tell, have put the time and effort in. They're taking the coaching that Coach Tafalele's given them. They're taking pride in protecting the quarterback, and we can help them out by doing some things at times, but I think those guys have definitely improved.
I know you really like Bob Colt when he first came aboard, but now that you have 8 fall camp practices in, what do you like that he's at?
Yeah, I think he's just made it simple for our quarterbacks. Like I said, I mean, I can see them, they get the ball out of their hand, they take what's available. There's a good mix, I think, in that room in terms of ability levels and, where they're at cognitively in terms of understanding things. And Bob has a way to kind of meet kids where they are and can really, I think he can coach elite guys. He's coached a Heisman finalist in Jordan Lynch. But he can coach rookies just as good, and you see the freshmen making good decisions, knowing where to go with the ball, and I think that his ability to simplify things has been a real asset for us.